I'm grateful you found your way here. Your eyes might be feeling heavy, or perhaps your mind is racing with the lingering echoes of the day. You are likely feeling the quiet exhaustion that settles into your bones when the world goes dark, a heavy, restless tension resting just behind your forehead. You'll discover how the late-night hours quietly transform your brain's chemistry and architecture, and understand the profound emotional meaning behind your midnight exhaustion. Welcome to Midnight Psychology. Wherever you are right now, perhaps lying awake in the artificial glow of a screen or listening to the quiet, rhythmic hum of an empty house, allow yourself this moment of curiosity. We'll journey through 50 psychology facts about how late-night hours damage your brain. We will explore what happens biologically in the darkness, why we are driven to stay awake when we desperately need rest, who is most vulnerable to this midnight pull, and how we can gently begin the healing process. If you find comfort in this space, consider subscribing to help us grow this sanctuary. We are building a calm community, one sleepy soul at a time. Take a slow, deep breath in, letting the cool air fill your chest. Slowly exhale, releasing the invisible burdens of the day. Let your shoulders drop gently away from your ears. Unclench your jaw, letting your tongue rest softly at the bottom of your mouth. Notice the gentle, grounding weight of your body supported by the surface beneath you. You are completely safe here in this exact moment. There is nowhere else you need to be right now. There is nothing else you need to solve, fix, or worry about tonight. Just listen to the sound of my voice and let yourself simply be. You know the feeling of watching one more episode when your heavy eyelids are begging for closure. This behavior stems from what psychologists call sleep opportunity cost, paired with severe prefrontal cortex impairment. Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley in 2019 found a 30% reduction in prefrontal activity when individuals pushed past their natural sleep windows. Without adequate rest, blood flow diminishes to the brain's logic center, effectively taking your internal brake system offline and letting impulsive desires steer. This is not a lack of willpower. Your brain's self-control network is simply temporarily disconnected due to fatigue. This offline brake system directly impacts how we process the intricate events of our day. You might find yourself lying in bed replaying an awkward conversation from years ago with stinging clarity. This midnight rumination is driven by a phenomenon known as default mode network overdrive. Harvard Medical School in 2021 demonstrated an 18% increase in hyperconnectivity within this network during late-night wakefulness. Normally, sleep cleanses our synapses, but when awake, the brain lacks the necessary neurochemical shift to filter irrelevant memories, causing it to loop negative thoughts relentlessly. Your brain isn't torturing you on purpose. It is merely trying to sort unfiled emotional paperwork in the dark without the proper tools. As these memories loop endlessly, a profound physical change occurs in the microscopic spaces between our brain cells. You have likely felt that thick, heavy fog pressing behind your eyes when the clock ticks past 2 in the morning. This sluggish sensation is the direct result of beta amyloid accumulation in the brain's tissues. Washington University in St. Louis in 2018 reported a 5% increase in these specific proteins after just one single night of sleep deprivation. The brain possesses a waste clearance mechanism called the glymphatic system, which only fully opens its channels to flush cellular debris during deep sleep. This heavy fog is not a permanent dulling of your mind, but a simple backlog of biological sweeping that can be cleared with gentle rest. While the sweeping pauses and the debris settles, the brain's internal clock also begins to lose its natural rhythm. You might have experienced the frustration of feeling wide awake at midnight despite being completely exhausted just a few hours prior. This confusing second wind is a classic symptom of circadian misalignment. The National Institutes of Health in 2022 tracked a 40% drop in the body's natural melatonin production when individuals faced late-night artificial light. Light hitting your retina suppresses the pineal gland, tricking the suprachiasmatic nucleus into believing the sun is still rising. You are not broken for feeling awake when you should be sleeping. Your brilliant body is just responding perfectly to the confusing signals of light it receives. This false sunrise doesn't just delay your sleep, it fundamentally alters your baseline emotional stability. You may have found yourself snapping at a loved one or tearing up over a dropped spoon in the quiet hours of the night. This sudden emotional fragility is caused by a state known as amygdala hyperreactivity. Tel Aviv University in 2020 revealed a 60% increase in amygdala reactivity to negative stimuli during late-night exhaustion. The communication bridge between the emotional center and the rational prefrontal cortex weakens dramatically, leaving raw emotions completely unchecked and unguided. These emotional outbursts are not a character flaw, but a biological distress signal from an untethered emotional center asking for rest. This heightened emotional state makes it incredibly difficult to quiet the mind's internal, anxious dialogue. You often stare at the ceiling while your mind frantically generates worst-case scenarios for the day ahead. This late-night dread is the psychological burden of anticipatory anxiety amplification. King's College London in 2023 noted that 75% of late-night worriers show hyperactive insular cortices when scanned during sleep-deprived states. The brain constantly attempts to predict future threats to keep you safe, but without the neurochemical balance that sleep provides, it drastically overestimates the probability of danger. Your racing thoughts are simply an overprotective internal guard dog doing its absolute best to keep you secure in the dark. This well-meaning protective mechanism takes a heavy toll on our ability to focus when the actual morning arrives. You likely know the struggle of reading the exact same sentence 4 times the next day without absorbing a single word. This cognitive blankness is the direct result of a phenomenon called hippocampal saturation. The University of Pennsylvania in 2017 found a 40% deficit in the brain's ability to lock in new memories without prior restorative deep sleep. The hippocampus acts as a temporary inbox for new information, and without the slow-wave sleep required to transfer data into long-term storage, the inbox remains completely full. Your lack of focus is not a loss of intelligence or capability, but merely a mental inbox that hasn't been allowed to hit empty yet. As the inbox overflows and mental energy depletes, the exhausted mind begins to seek out instant, low-effort rewards to stay afloat. You might find yourself mindlessly scrolling through short videos for hours, unable to put the phone down even though nothing is actually entertaining you. This behavior is rooted in a psychological concept called dopamine reward desensitization. Stanford University in 2021 recorded a 25% decrease in dopamine receptor availability in sleep-deprived individuals. Because the brain lacks the natural energy derived from rest, it seeks out quick, low-effort dopamine hits from screens to artificially sustain wakefulness, creating a relentless cycle of empty stimulation. Your doom scrolling isn't a sign of laziness. It is a desperate attempt by an exhausted brain to find the neurochemical fuel needed to stay conscious. While the brain chases these empty rewards, its ability to perceive the passage of time begins to subtly distort. You have likely looked at the clock thinking only minutes had passed, only to realize 2 entire hours vanished into the dark. This unsettling experience is a classic symptom of temporal processing dysfunction. University College London in 2018 demonstrated a 30% impairment in time estimation tasks during late-night cognitive testing. The brain's internal stopwatch relies on the steady rhythm of neural oscillations, but profound fatigue causes these rhythms to stutter and stretch, making hours feel like fleeting moments. Losing track of time in the dark doesn't mean you are irresponsible. Your tired brain simply loses its grip on reality's clock when it enters a biological survival state. This temporal distortion directly influences how we physically move and interact with our environment. You may have noticed yourself clumsily bumping into door frames or dropping your toothbrush during a late-night bathroom trip. This lack of grace is caused by fatigue-induced motor cortex suppression. The University of Sydney in 2020 found that 24 hours of wakefulness impairs hand-eye coordination by roughly 40%, mirroring the physical impairments of mild intoxication. As sleep pressure builds, the motor cortex experiences microsleeps, which are tiny, localized shutdowns of neurons that interrupt the smooth signaling required for precise physical movement. Your midnight clumsiness is not an innate clumsiness, but a fascinating glimpse into your brain temporarily resting small sections of itself. As these localized neural rests occur, the brain's immune defenses also undergo a quiet, dramatic shift. You often wake up with a scratchy throat or aching joints after pushing your bedtime too far into the early morning hours. This physical discomfort is linked to circadian cytokine dysregulation. The Max Planck Institute in 2019 measured a 50% spike in inflammatory markers in the bloodstream following consecutive late nights. Without the restorative phase of deep sleep, the central nervous system signals a false state of emergency, flooding the body with inflammatory proteins instead of the reparative cells it actually needs. Feeling physically aching after a long night is not a failing of your immune system, but an overzealous defense force trying to protect a vulnerable, exhausted body. This biological state of emergency alters the very foundation of how we perceive the world around us. You might find that the hum of the refrigerator or the brightness of a hallway light suddenly feels piercing and unbearable at 2 in the morning. This overwhelming sensitivity is known as a sensory gating deficit. The University of Michigan in 2022 recorded a 35% reduction in the thalamus's ability to filter out background sensory noise during sleep deprivation. The thalamus normally acts as a sensory bouncer, but fatigue lowers the velvet rope, allowing every trivial sound and light to flood your exhausted nervous system simultaneously. Being easily irritated by a ticking clock isn't you being overly sensitive, it is your brain running without its primary sensory shield. As we pause to reflect, we can see that these late-night hours do not merely make us tired, they profoundly shift our neural architecture. From misfiring emotional centers and failing sensory shields to heavy biological debris and distorted time, the midnight brain is a completely different landscape than the daytime brain. Understanding this landscape allows us to look deeper into the invisible forces that push us into the dark in the first place. The origin of this nighttime resistance often stems from the psychological weight we carry during our waking hours. You stubbornly refuse to close your eyes, deliberately choosing to sacrifice sleep just to finally have a few moments of quiet that belong entirely to you. This phenomenon is widely known as revenge bedtime procrastination. Utrecht University in 2018 found a strong positive correlation, showing a 60% increase in delayed sleep among individuals with high daytime stress and low autonomy. When your entire day is dictated by work, obligations, and the demands of others, the brain perceives sleep as just another task stealing your freedom, rebelling by claiming the night. Your refusal to sleep is not self-sabotage, but a deeply human, rebellious cry for autonomy and personal freedom in a highly demanding world. This fierce desire for control is often compounded by the invisible, lingering effects of chronic daytime stress. You might feel a sudden, jarring spike of panic the moment your head hits the pillow, as if you suddenly remembered a massive, impending crisis. This nighttime jolt is driven by evening hyperarousal and delayed cortisol clearance. Johns Hopkins University in 2021 measured a 25% elevation in nighttime cortisol levels among chronic worriers, preventing the necessary biological cool-down for sleep. Chronic daytime stress keeps the sympathetic nervous system locked in a low-grade fight-or-flight state, causing the adrenal glands to continually pump out wakefulness hormones long past sundown. That sudden jolt of bedtime anxiety isn't your mind trying to punish you. It is a lingering echo of a stressful day that your nervous system hasn't figured out how to switch off yet. This lingering chemical arousal perfectly sets the stage for a mind that cannot distinguish between real danger and quiet safety. You might feel a sudden, brilliant surge of creative insight or a profound sense of clarity just as you are supposed to be winding down for the night. This is a direct consequence of hypofrontality, or the temporary downregulation of your prefrontal cortex. The University of Arizona in 2019 discovered that this relaxed frontal lobe activity reduces linear, logical filtering, allowing for a 20% increase in divergent, abstract connections. The tired brain stops censoring its own wild ideas. Your late-night creative burst is not a sign you should be working, but a beautiful side effect of your logical brain finally taking a rest. This same mental state that fosters creativity can unfortunately also make us more susceptible to getting stuck in unhelpful loops. You may find yourself trapped in a seemingly endless scroll, promising yourself just one more video, but unable to break the cycle. This is a classic example of cognitive inertia, exacerbated by fatigue. Research from MIT in 2020 on behavioral looping showed that sleep deprivation weakens the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for task switching, by up to 25%. The brain essentially gets stuck in a repetitive gear because the mental clutch needed to shift activities is too exhausted to function. You are not weak-willed for getting stuck. Your brain's gear-shifting mechanism is simply offline. This cognitive stickiness is often triggered and sustained by the specific type of light we expose ourselves to in the dark. You are likely staring at a screen right now, bathed in its cool, bright glow. This light contains a high concentration of blue-spectrum wavelengths, which directly suppress sleep hormones. The Salk Institute for Biological Studies in 2017 identified how specialized retinal cells, called iPRGCs, are exceptionally sensitive to this blue light, sending a powerful signal directly to the brain's master clock to halt melatonin production by over 50% within 2 hours. Your brain isn't willfully staying awake. It is following a million-year-old command that equates blue-tinted light with the energizing light of a rising sun. This ancient command doesn't just disrupt your sleep, it also sends powerful, confusing signals to your metabolism. You have likely felt the irresistible pull toward sugary snacks or greasy comfort foods when staying up late. This is not a random craving but a hormonally driven survival response. The University of Chicago in 2016 found that sleep deprivation causes a 15% spike in ghrelin, the hunger hormone, while simultaneously decreasing leptin, the satiety hormone, by the same amount. This imbalance tricks your body into believing it is facing a severe energy crisis, demanding high-calorie fuel to survive a perceived famine. Your late-night snacking is not a lack of discipline, but a primal, biological drive for emergency fuel that is hardwired into your very being. This altered hormonal state also dramatically impacts our ability to make sound, rational decisions. You might have made an impulsive online purchase late at night or sent a text message you immediately regretted the next morning. This is a direct outcome of risk-reward miscalculation caused by fatigue. A 2022 study from Duke University used fMRI scans to show that the orbitofrontal cortex, which governs long-term consequence analysis, becomes severely underactive during late-night hours. Meanwhile, the nucleus accumbens, the brain's immediate reward center, becomes hyperactive. Your brain's cautious, long-term planner has gone home for the day, leaving the impulsive thrill seeker in complete control of your decisions. While these patterns can affect anyone, some individuals are biologically predisposed to feel more at home in the late-night hours. You may have always felt more alive, focused, and productive after the sun goes down, identifying strongly as a night owl. This is a legitimate biological chronotype, often linked to a specific variation in the PER3 gene. Research from the University of Surrey in 2017 established that individuals with this genetic marker have a naturally longer circadian cycle, causing their internal biological clock to run several hours behind the societal norm. Being a night owl is not a lifestyle choice or a bad habit. It is a fundamental aspect of your genetic wiring, as real as your eye color. However, this natural wiring often clashes with the rigid structure of the modern world. Even if you are a natural night owl, you likely feel a persistent, low-grade exhaustion from having to wake up early for work or school. This friction creates a condition known as social jet lag. A 2019 study from Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich found that this chronic mismatch between our internal body clock and external social schedules increases the risk of metabolic syndrome by a staggering 33%. Your persistent fatigue is not a personal failure, but a real physiological burden caused by a world that was not designed for your unique biological rhythm. Let us take a moment to pause and check in with the body that carries this burden. Gently allow your eyes to close if that feels safe. Bring your awareness to your hands. Are they clenched? Simply notice and invite your fingers to soften and unfurl. Let this gentle release travel up your arms and into your shoulders, creating a small pocket of ease. You might find that as you've gotten older, your ability to stay up late has diminished, and you now wake up much earlier than you used to. This is a normal, age-related shift in our circadian rhythm. The University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine in 2018 documented how the suprachiasmatic nucleus becomes less sensitive to light cues as we age, causing a gradual advance in our sleep phase. The brain's master clock simply gets a little bit faster over time. This is not a sign of decline, but a natural recalibration of your internal timing system that happens across the human lifespan. This internal timing system is also profoundly influenced by our earliest life experiences. You may have grown up in a chaotic or unpredictable household where nighttime felt like the only safe, quiet time to exist. This can lead to a deeply ingrained psychological pattern called conditioned hypervigilance. A 2020 study from the Yale Child Study Center highlighted how early life stress can recalibrate the amygdala's threat detection system, making it difficult to power down even in a safe adult environment. Your adult brain may still be following an old childhood rule that says, "The day is for danger, the night is for safety." This is not a flaw. It is a brilliant survival strategy that your younger self developed to cope, and it deserves to be honored. This learned pattern of nighttime safety seeking is incredibly powerful and self-reinforcing. You may feel a deep sense of peace and belonging in the late hours, as if the quiet darkness is your true home. This feeling is not just psychological, it's also neurochemical. Research published in Cell in 2021 revealed that certain interoceptive neurons, which monitor our internal state, show heightened sensitivity to peaceful stimuli in low-light conditions. This creates a feedback loop where the quiet of the night physically feels more calming and safe to a nervous system accustomed to daytime overstimulation. Your love for the night is a genuine, biologically supported experience of finding a sensory sanctuary from the world's noise. So, when we look back, we see that the reasons we stay awake are a complex tapestry woven from our genetics, our life history, our hormonal responses, and our deep psychological needs. It is the clash between a night owl's biology and a 9-to-5 world, the lingering echo of a stressful day's cortisol, or the learned safety of a quiet house after a chaotic childhood. Understanding these deep-rooted causes allows us to move from self-blame to self-compassion, recognizing that our late-night habits are not a sign of weakness, but a story of adaptation. Now, let's explore who is most vulnerable to these patterns. You might be an artist, a writer, or a programmer who finds that your best work happens in the dead of night. This is linked to the transient hypofrontality we touched upon earlier, a state particularly beneficial for creative professions. A 2018 study from the University of Vienna found a 40% higher incidence of evening-type chronotypes among individuals in creative fields. When the brain's logical editor is tired and offline, unfiltered and innovative ideas can flow more freely. Your creative mind isn't being difficult. It is simply taking advantage of a natural biological window for divergent thinking. This same window, however, can be challenging for those who require structured, linear thought. You might be a student who pulls all-nighters, only to find you can barely recall the information during the exam. This is because sleep, specifically slow-wave sleep, is absolutely critical for memory consolidation. The University of Geneva in 2019 demonstrated that students who studied and then slept retained 20% more factual information than those who crammed through the night. The brain uses sleep to transfer new knowledge from the fragile, short-term storage of the hippocampus to the durable, long-term storage of the neocortex. Staying awake to study is like taking detailed notes and then throwing them away before you can file them properly. It's not a failure of intellect, but a misunderstanding of the brain's natural learning process. This process is especially vulnerable in younger, developing brains. You might be a teenager who feels biologically incapable of falling asleep before midnight, much to your parents' frustration. This is a well-documented phase of adolescent development called a delayed sleep phase shift. Brown University researchers in 2021 confirmed that during puberty, the entire circadian rhythm shifts approximately 2 hours later, meaning a teenager's natural bedtime might be closer to 1 a.m. This is a temporary, biological imperative, not an act of defiance. Your teenager isn't being rebellious. Their brain's internal clock is simply on a different time zone for a few crucial years of development. This biological shift is often compounded by new social and emotional pressures. You may find that you stay up late scrolling through social media, feeling a painful mix of envy and loneliness as you watch others' seemingly perfect lives. This is a modern phenomenon known as social comparison anxiety, amplified by sleep deprivation. A 2022 study from Ohio State University found that late-night social media use triples the likelihood of depressive symptoms, as the tired, emotional brain lacks the rational filter to distinguish between curated online personas and reality. You are not just looking at pictures. You are injecting your exhausted mind with a powerful dose of inadequacy when it is at its most vulnerable. Your late-night scrolling isn't just a habit. It is a search for connection that often ends in a feeling of profound disconnection. You may be a new parent, forced into a fragmented and chaotic sleep schedule that feels completely unnatural. This is because parental sleep deprivation is unique in its severity and chronicity. The University of Warwick in 2019 tracked parents for 6 years and found that sleep satisfaction did not return to pre-pregnancy levels until the first child was well into elementary school. The constant vigilance required for a newborn fundamentally rewires the parental brain, prioritizing the infant's needs over its own biological rhythms. Your exhaustion is not just tiredness, it is a profound biological sacrifice, a testament to your role as a protector. This state of constant alert is also familiar to those who carry the weight of unseen burdens. You might be someone who struggles with anxiety or depression, finding that the late-night hours become a vast, empty canvas for your darkest thoughts. This is because mood disorders and sleep have a bidirectional relationship. They directly influence and worsen each other. Matthew Walker's lab at UC Berkeley confirmed in 2020 that a lack of REM sleep, the stage most prevalent in the early morning hours, prevents the brain from processing emotional experiences, effectively leaving emotional wounds open and raw. Your brain isn't trying to torment you. It's simply missing the specific stage of sleep it needs to perform its nightly emotional first aid. This lack of emotional processing can make us turn to external substances to find peace. You may have a habit of drinking a glass of wine or two in the evening to help you relax and fall asleep. While alcohol is a sedative, it severely disrupts sleep architecture later in the night. A 2018 study in JMIR Mental Health involving over 4,000 participants showed that moderate alcohol intake decreases sleep quality by 24%. It particularly suppresses REM sleep, which is crucial for emotional regulation and memory. The very tool you use to find sleep is quietly robbing that sleep of its restorative power. This isn't a moral failing. It is a common misunderstanding of how substances interact with our delicate sleep cycles. This reliance on external aids is often a response to a world that feels increasingly overwhelming. You might work rotating shifts or irregular hours, feeling a constant sense of disconnection from the rest of the world. Shift work disorder is a recognized circadian rhythm disorder that poses significant health risks. The Sleep Research Society in 2021 published a meta-analysis linking long-term shift work to a 23% increased risk of cardiovascular events. Forcing your body to be awake and alert at night and sleep during the day is like asking your heart to pump in reverse. It goes against its most fundamental, hardwired programming. Your struggle is a physiological battle against a biological clock that is being forcibly reset every single week. Let's pause once more, bringing attention back to the physical self. Notice your jaw. Is it tight? Let it go slack. Feel the space between your top and bottom teeth. Let your tongue float, soft and wide. Allow this release to smooth the tiny muscles around your eyes, softening your entire expression. You may be someone who experiences chronic pain, finding that the pain intensifies in the quiet stillness of the night. This is due to the complex interplay between pain perception and the circadian rhythm. The University of Texas at Dallas in 2022 found that our natural, internal pain-suppressing opioids follow a daily cycle, hitting their lowest point between 2 and 4 a.m. This means your pain isn't just in your head at night. Your body's innate pain-killing system is literally at its weakest. You are not exaggerating your discomfort. You are feeling it at its most raw and unfiltered volume. This physical vulnerability often mirrors a deep emotional one. You might find yourself staying up late as a way to avoid the intimacy or emotional vulnerability of sharing a bed with a partner. This behavior, often subconscious, is known as defensive sleep procrastination. A 2020 study in the Journal of Marital and Family Therapy found that unresolved relational conflict was a primary predictor of asynchronous bedtimes. The late night becomes a buffer zone, a quiet moat you create to protect yourself from conversations or connections you don't feel ready to have. This is not an act of malice, but a quiet, desperate act of self-preservation. This need for a buffer zone is also prevalent in those who feel they must constantly perform during the day. You might be someone who feels intense pressure to be productive and successful, a high achiever who sees sleep as a luxury you cannot afford. This mindset is a hallmark of what psychologists call hustle culture toxicity. A 2019 Harvard Business School survey revealed that 35% of professionals feel that working long hours and sleeping little is essential to being seen as committed to their job. Your brain internalizes this cultural belief, viewing rest not as a biological necessity, but as a sign of weakness or a failure of ambition. Your drive to stay awake is not just personal. It is a reflection of a society that often rewards exhaustion and penalizes rest. You could be a person who simply loves the unique solitude and freedom that only the midnight hours can offer. This is not necessarily a sign of a problem, but a personality trait known as a high need for solitude. A 2017 study in the Journal of Adolescence showed that for some individuals, solitude is not about social withdrawal but is actively sought for self-reflection and emotional regulation. The world is loud and demanding, and the night offers a precious, silent space to finally hear your own thoughts. Your late-night hours might not be a symptom of damage, but a vital part of your mental and emotional hygiene. We have now seen the many faces of the late-night dweller: the creative soul, the developing teen, the anxious mind, the new parent, the high achiever. These are not character flaws but deeply human responses to biology, psychology, and the relentless demands of modern life. Recognizing yourself in these portraits is the first, most compassionate step toward healing. It is about understanding that your brain is not broken. It is adapting. And just as it has adapted to the night, it can gently be guided back toward the light. This healing journey begins not with a rigid, punishing schedule, but with small, gentle acts of environmental shaping. The first step in this gentle guidance is to mimic the setting sun indoors. You can start by dimming the lights in your home 2 hours before your desired bedtime. Research from the Lighting Research Center in 2018 showed that reducing ambient light intensity to below 10 lux can allow melatonin levels to rise by as much as 30%, even with screens present. This simple act sends a powerful, primal signal to your brain that the day is ending and it is safe to begin winding down. This is not about forcing sleep, but about creating an invitation for it. This invitation becomes even more powerful when you change the color of the light itself. Consider switching your phone and computer screens to a warm, red-toned night mode in the evening. As we discussed, blue light is a powerful stimulant, but a 2019 study by the University of Houston found that exposure to red-spectrum light has virtually no effect on melatonin suppression. It allows you to use necessary technology without sending your brain the confusing wake-up signal of a false dawn. You are not fighting your brain's ancient programming. You are working with it, using color to speak its nonverbal language of light and dark. Once the light is managed, we can turn our attention to sound. You can create a soundscape that signals safety and calm to your nervous system. This could be the gentle hum of a fan, the soft crackle of a fireplace video, or a guided meditation. A 2021 study in Scientific Reports found that listening to pink noise, a sound profile similar to steady rain, increased slow-wave sleep in 75% of participants. This consistent, gentle sound masks sudden, jarring noises that might trigger your brain's threat detection system, creating a predictable and secure auditory environment. This aural blanket of safety helps quiet the hypervigilant part of your mind. Another powerful signal of safety comes from temperature. Try taking a warm bath or shower 1 to 2 hours before bed. This is not just a folk remedy, it is a powerful biological hack. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin in 2019 conducted a meta-analysis and found that this practice can speed up sleep onset by an average of 10 minutes. The warm water raises your core body temperature, and the rapid cool-down period that follows when you get out mimics the natural drop in body temperature that initiates sleep. You are essentially giving your body a running start into its natural sleep initiation process. This same principle of a gentle cool-down can be applied to your mind. You can practice a brain dump exercise before bed, writing down every worry, task, and unfinished thought onto a piece of paper. A 2-minute journaling session was shown by Baylor University researchers in 2018 to help participants fall asleep significantly faster than those who did not. The act of externalizing your thoughts onto the page signals to your brain that these items have been captured and can be dealt with tomorrow, freeing your mind from the burden of actively remembering them all night. This is not about solving your problems, but about setting them down so you can rest. Once the mind is clearer, we can tend to the body's internal clock. You can establish a single, consistent anchor point in your day, even if the rest of your schedule is chaotic. This could be a 10-minute walk outside as soon as you wake up. A 2017 study from the University of Washington demonstrated that exposure to 15 minutes of natural morning sunlight helps to reset the suprachiasmatic nucleus more powerfully than any other cue. This single act of morning light helps your brain set its 24-hour clock correctly, making it easier to feel sleepy at the appropriate time that evening. This is about giving your internal clock a clear and reliable start button for the day. If you often find yourself reaching for a snack before bed, consider a small handful of walnuts or a cup of chamomile tea. This isn't about restricting food, but about providing your brain with the right resources for rest. A 2017 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that chamomile extract significantly improved sleep quality in older adults. Compounds like apigenin in chamomile and the natural melatonin in walnuts gently bind to calming receptors in the brain, reducing the anxiety that often fuels late-night wakefulness. You are not depriving yourself. You are nourishing your nervous system with the very building blocks it needs to feel safe and serene. To further calm a racing mind, you can create a specific, non-bedtime appointment for your anxieties. This is a technique from cognitive behavioral therapy known as scheduled worry time. Set aside 15 minutes earlier in the evening to actively engage with and write down your fears. Researchers at Penn State University in 2019 found that this practice significantly reduces intrusive thoughts at bedtime. By giving your worries a designated container, you teach your brain that the pillow is a protected space reserved for rest, not for problem solving. You are not ignoring your fears, but giving them the focused, organized attention they deserve at a more appropriate hour. You can also create a simple, unchangeable pre-sleep ritual that acts as a powerful Pavlovian cue for rest. It does not need to be complex. It could be as simple as washing your face, turning down your sheets in a specific way, and reading one single page of a physical book. The key is consistency. A 2021 study on sleep hygiene found that a consistent bedtime routine improves sleep continuity by creating a powerful conditioned response. This sequence of actions becomes a reliable signal to your entire nervous system that the time for sleep has arrived, moving you from conscious effort to automatic calm. Let's take one final moment to connect with the body. Bring your awareness to your breath without changing it at all. Simply notice the gentle rise of your chest or belly on the inhale and the soft release on the exhale. Feel the air as it enters and leaves your body. This quiet, rhythmic anchor is always here for you, a steady presence in the stillness of the night. If you find yourself awake despite all your best efforts, the most powerful tool you have is self-compassion. Frustration and anger about being awake are like throwing fuel on the fire of insomnia. Research from the University of Oxford's Sleep and Circadian Neuroscience Institute in 2022 emphasizes that this sleep effort is a primary driver of sleeplessness, as it activates your body's stress response. Instead, try whispering to yourself, "It's okay. Rest is still rest." Your wakefulness is not a personal failure. It is a signal from your body that it needs comfort, not criticism. Remember, too, to release the pressure of the mythical 8-hour sleep. The National Sleep Foundation's 2015 guidelines show a wide range of normal sleep durations, from 7 to 9 hours for most adults, with some individuals thriving on less. Fixating on a single number creates performance anxiety. The true goal is not a number on a clock, but the subjective feeling of being restored. It is about listening to your own body's unique language of fatigue and rest, rather than imposing a rigid, universal rule upon it. Ultimately, healing your relationship with the night is about embracing gentle consistency over rigid perfection. As we have seen, the late-night brain is a place of profound biological change, driven by complex psychological needs. Our journey through the science of sleep damage, the roots of our wakefulness, and the faces of our vulnerabilities has shown us one unifying truth: your brain is always trying to help you. The path back to rest is not a battle, but a slow, compassionate dance of guidance, using small shifts in light, sound, routine, and mindset to gently invite your nervous system back to its natural rhythm. Tonight, we journey together through the quiet, complex world of the midnight brain. We saw how a lack of sleep rewires our emotions, our thoughts, and even our cells, and we explored the deep-seated reasons we are drawn to the darkness. If you take one thing away from our time together, let it be this: your struggle with the late hours is not a flaw in your character. It is a profoundly human experience, a story of a brain and body doing their absolute best to navigate the pressures of modern life. Be gentle with yourself. As this time together comes to a close, there is no need to hold on to all this information. Simply allow it to settle. The seeds of understanding have been planted, and they will do their work quietly in the background without any effort from you. Now take one final, slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your body grow heavy, sinking deeply into the surface that supports you. Let go of everything. Know this: you are worthy of rest. You deserve this peace. Until we meet again, sleep well.